All right, begin.
What's going on, y'all, and welcome back to the channel. Hope everybody is doing good today. So basically, I wanted to come on here and talk about two things. So the first thing that I want to touch on is this situation with Vivica Fox. So Vivica Fox was on the Wendy Williams show a couple of days ago, and they talked about Jada Pinkett and her response because she finally spoke out about the situation that transpired between Will and Chris Rock at the Oscars. Now, what I want to do right here is play you guys Jada Pinkett's response to how she felt about what happened at the Oscars, and then immediately following that, I'm going to play Vivica Fox's response to what Jada had to say. So sit tight and I'll be right back.
I'll be back.
A really important red table talk on alopecia. Considering what I've been through with my own health and what happened at the Oscars, thousands have reached out to me with their stories. I'm using this moment to give our alopecia family an opportunity to talk about what it's like to have this condition and to inform people about what alopecia actually is. Now, about Oscar night, my deepest hope is that these two intelligent, capable men have an opportunity to heal, talk this out, and reconcile. The state of the world today, we need them both. And we all actually need one another more than ever. Until then, Will and I are continuing to do what we have done for the last 28 years. And that's keep figuring out this thing called life.
When I saw this video last night, it made me cry. I'll be very honest with you guys. Come on, Viv.
You are a lying bitch.
I really felt to be a partner to Will Smith, whose career basically took a crumble that night. We were all rooting for Will Smith that night, Oscar night. We wanted him to win. Will Smith that night, as far as I was concerned, was going to be crowned this generation's Sidney Poitier, which is a huge honor. I felt to be a good partner, there was no accountability. Will Smith was defending her honor. That was the reason he walked on stage and slapped, because he felt like his wife had been offended. So for me to see no accountability as a partner, also let's not forget that Chris Rock was a we cannot forget that. For basically telling a joke that I really felt wasn't that bad. Let's not forget that this show was executive produced by Will Packer, an African-American man. This night was a night of African-American and diversity for brown and black people. That now will forever be scarred. I have love for the Smiths. I know their children. I've watched them grow up. I just wish that we could have had a little bit more accountability. And for it to not seem so self-righteous on Jada's part. And that's my feelings.
No, that's the fake that we've been looking for.
All right, so you guys heard what Jada had to say, and then you heard Vivica's response to Jada. Now, I have to call Vivica out because this is the thing. It wasn't too long ago where Vivica was doing the Running Man and the Roger Rabbit because of the fact that Kevin Samuels had passed, like she was celebrating it, right? Now, I've been on record saying that I'm not a Kevin Samuels fan, and I'm not. But at the same time, I do have some decency and class about myself, and I don't wish what happened to Kevin on no one. And I'm also on the record saying that I wasn't about to tell black women how they should feel about the passing of Kevin Samuels either. Now, my point is, I'm pretty sure that the people that love Kevin Samuels, especially his mother, would like to see you hold yourself accountable for how you conducted yourself on the panel of Cocktails with Queens when they were discussing the passing of Kevin Samuels. You came across very pathetic and very dismissive of the fact that this man just lost his life. And so in my estimation, it comes off very phony and hypocritical for you to be out here expecting Jada to hold herself accountable and Will accountable when you don't even know how to conduct yourself as a professional, and you're out here dancing and and salivating at the fact that this man lost his life. And then on top of that, right, let's talk about the fake tears. I didn't see one tear. And then she had the audacity to try to give herself a pep talk talking about, come on, Viv, like you were gonna have a hard time conveying your thoughts, like you were so traumatized by the situation. If you don't get your ass out of here with that fake, phony, and fraudulent bullshit. Now, let me say this in regards to Jada, right? I don't think that she should have spoke out. I thought that she should have kept quiet, but I do want to ask this question, and I want you guys to drop down in the comments and answer this, right? Basically, what do y'all expect Jada to say? What do you expect Jada to do, right? She's a woman. She didn't tell Will to go up there and do what he did to Chris. And then you have to take this into account. Will has been on record stating that he always felt like a coward his whole life. He sat back and witnessed his father do some foul things to his mother. So in that moment, when Will jumped up, it's not above the realm of possibility that Jada didn't expect Will to do what he did, because Will is not built like that. And so I'm sick of hearing this notion that Jada Pinkett should have somehow ran on stage and stopped Will from doing what he did to Chris. If we're going to keep it all the way real, Will should have stopped Will from what he did to Chris, to keep it all the way a buck. And so this is the thing. I don't think that Will has no regrets. I think he wanted to do what he did to Chris because he's yet to reach out to Chris and personally apologize to him. And so I feel ultimately if Will wants to apologize to Chris, he will in due time. If he doesn't want to apologize to Chris, then so be it. Chris. Now, moving on to the next topic. So guys, Monique and DL are still locked up like two pit bulls going at one another. So on yesterday, Monique actually posted an interview that DL did with Sway. And during this interview, DL admitted that, you know, his daughter once came to him and told him about a friend of his that was violating her. And basically he didn't believe her and he sided with the friend.
Reason it hits home to me is because my youngest daughter said something happened to her, and because it was somebody I like, I didn't believe her. And I'll never get that back. She'll never. I'm supposed to protect her, and I'll never get that back. That she told her father something, and he didn't do nothing about it because it was inconvenient.
You out of order.
Now, this is what Monique captioned. She said, this is based upon DL's own words that you just heard. At Real DL Hugley, when I said, how can DL's wife blank the blank of a coward? This is what I meant. When my husband and I say we have to fight for the little girls coming up behind us, and you see DL didn't even believe his own daughter over a friend because he seemingly likes his friend more than he loved his own daughter and didn't want to be bothered by the inconvenient truth. This highlights why the black woman isn't believed when she publicly speaks about her trauma. What does the black woman and his DL's black wife have coming? Watch who stands with this man, and you're looking at the same ones who will sit down when you, our sisters, are being attacked. I find it funny that DL will call out Ice Cube, Kanye, Rizza Islam, Angela Stanton, myself, and etc., but he won't call out the name of the person that violated his daughter. This is what happens for the people who said, I just need to let things go.
Ciao.
All right, so you guys heard that, and the auntie is out here wilding, but I gotta stick beside Monique. Lord have mercy, I gotta stick beside my sister, right? Now, this is what Monique is saying. She's saying that DL has all of this energy for everybody else and talking about their situation, but at the end of the day, he didn't have the courage or the strength to stand up to protect his daughter. And I understand what she's trying to say in its totality. Now, what I find interesting about this situation is that a lot of people are upset with Monique because she brought DL's daughter into the equation and talked about a situation that happened to her that I'm pretty sure is very sensitive, right? But it seems that a lot of people are more upset with Monique than they are with DL for failing his daughter. Now, another thing that sticks out like a sore thumb is the fact that DL Hugley was paying homage to Kevin Samuels. And so before Kevin Samuels died, he told his audience that if a child comes to their parents and reports SA, to not believe children because they lie. And so it's interesting to know that Kevin Samuels and DL share that same ideology in that regard, because DL sure didn't protect his daughter. But anyway, guys, what I want to do right here is leave you guys with a clip, because Monique went live to explain her position in regards to this situation, and she goes into great detail on why she did this. Okay, so I want you guys to make sure that you have a blessed Saturday. Thank you all for watching the video. Don't forget to like and share this video, and God bless. Peace.
So let's have this conversation, please. Earlier today, we did a post, and we did a post with DL Hugley having a conversation about how his daughter was violated from a really good friend of his. And at the time, he didn't say anything because he didn't want to jeopardize that relationship with a really good friend, and he didn't believe his daughter. We posted that. And then we left a caption under that, pretty much saying, if that black man couldn't put any protection around his own daughter, we know we have nothing coming. Now, once we posted that, the reason why I said, Daddy, can we go do a live? Because I was reading the comments on the timeline, and most of them are from black women. And they're saying, some, Monique, what does this have to do with your contract? What does this have to do? You're going too far. What does this have to do with your contract? Let me tell you what it has to do with my contract. Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. It has nothing at all to do with my contract. What it has to do with is the character of the man named DL Hugley. That's what this has to do with. And let me acknowledge, DL Hugley did apologize. He said he apologized. And y'all are saying, Monique, he owned his mistake. Let me say this to you. Though he owned it, it does not erase the trauma. And when we talk about the character of the individual, for years, DL Hugley has given his commentary and his opinion on other people's lives, not just mine, for years. So for the ones that say, oh, Monique, you could handle this differently, this is my swing at the bat. This is my swing. This is my swing. This is our swing at that bat. So we're going to take our swing. Thank you, baby.
No worries.
So let me get back to what I was saying. When you start addressing the character of the man, when you really look into what is happening, when a man says, I was not strong enough to defend my daughter against a really, really good friend of mine because I didn't want to jeopardize the friendship. Though he apologized, you have to ask yourself, what kind of demons is that man dealing with that he couldn't stand up to the of his child, But that same man goes on his radio show and talks about people as if he was sitting in the meetings, as if he was making their life decisions, as if his opinion mattered in their choices. Let me address it. When y'all are asking me, is it okay to re-traumatize his daughter? Listen, y'all, let's stop playing this game. There's nothing I could say or do to re-traumatize that baby because the trauma has already set in. However, if we speak it out loudly and we say it to our community, maybe the next baby won't have to deal with damn trauma. See, when I made that post, it was intentional. It was intentional. It was intentional.